There's no sports league unlike it anywhere in the world, where cartoons and football come together. This is the United States Cartoon Football League, celebrating its 40th anniversary.
Let's get ready to rumble!
Season's greetings, cartoon and football fans, and especially fans of He-Man. This is Bob Mozark of the USCFL Network, welcoming you back to the He-Man Triple Threat Episode Runoff Challenge. In our continuing series of episode runoffs, we are pitting episodes from 3 different versions of the same series. Once again, football scoring will be used from 0 to 8 points. We are pitting randomly selected episodes of the original 1983 series and the 2002 remake versus 1 episode of the new series in chronological order. Like we did when we did the She-Ra episode runoffs, where He-Man wasn't featured, we are doing the same here, so the episodes that featured She-Ra are excluded from this contest. As we go into round 7, the original He-Man series is still in the lead with 43 points, followed by the 2002 remake with 38 points, and the new Masters of the Universe series is trailing with 36 points. After a brief pause, we will begin round 7 of the He-Man Triple Threat Episode Runoff Challenge.
There's nothing you can do or say. I've had enough. I'm not your property as from today. You might think that I won't make it on my own, but now I'm strong
1983 He-Man series, Season 2, Episode 99, Hunt for He-Man. This was a standalone episode. Prince Adam and Cringer are being transported in a flyer when it is remotely attacked from Snake Mountain. The flyer crashes into the misty swamp, and when He-Man rescues Cringer from the sinking flyer, the swamp water that he ingests weakens him. Prince Adam, or He-Man and Cringer are found by a boy, Drac, and his grandfather. Drac wants to turn He-Man over to Skeletor for a reward, but his grandfather will not hear of it. They transport He-Man to their village, but when they arrive, they found that it has been destroyed by Skeletor, and the villagers have been taken captive to be enslaved to work in the mines of Skeletor. Drac's grandfather decides to take He-Man into the forest to be healed by a medicine tree. However, they are followed by one of Skeletor's hunter robots, which leads Skeletor and his minions to them. Drac uses a covered-up Cringer to deceive Skeletor to give He-Man the time to heal. Once He-Man is healed, he is able to defeat Skeletor. Next episode is from the 2002 He-Man series, Season 2, Episode 27, The Last Stand. This episode follows on from the Council of Evil Part 2. Skeletor's minions have been freed from the Eternian prison with the secret help of the Snake Men, and Skeletor and his new allies have imprisoned the heroic warriors. Skeletor leads a united attack on Castle Grayskull. Mothman frees the heroic warriors from the prison, but until they arrive, He-Man must defend Castle Grayskull by himself, although Sorceress, rescued by Zodok, was able to erect a force shield around the castle. Skeletor's forces attack He-Man in a disorganized fashion, and He-Man is able to turn each of their attacks back on the other ones. The heroic warriors arrive just in time to save He-Man from a united attack by Skeletor, Evil Lyn, and Count Narzo. Afterwards, Man-at-Arms' attempt to resign is refused by King Randall. Cobra Khan shows Evil Lyn how Skeletor had misused her, and she agrees to secretly help him free the imprisoned King Hiss and his Snake Men. The final episode is from the 2021 Masters of the Universe series, Episode 7, Blood, Reason and Blood. This episode immediately follows the preceding one. Prince Adam has changed into Savage He-Man, a force of pure power but without advanced intellect. Savage He-Man is able to battle Skelegod until Teela transports him and Andra away from the palace to the Mystic Mountains. Skelegod demands to know from Evil Lyn, the new sorceress of Castle Grayskull, how Prince Adam was able to turn into Savage He-Man without the Sword of Power, but she is unable to tell him. Skelegod states that Savage He-Man is not to be killed until he has learned how Prince Adam was able to transform himself. Skelegod then demands the same question from Man-at-Arms, who tells him that Prince Adam's true power was that he never became He-Man for his own needs, but only to help others. Savage He-Man tires himself out by attacking random trees and then tears a manticore apart. Teela recognizes that they are outside of King Randor's retreat at Point Dread, which is shielded from Skelegod. Savage He-Man battles King Randor's men and is barely contained when King Randor tells his men to stand down. He then tells Savage He-Man that he loves Prince Adam and is proud of him. Savage He-Man is calmed down and reverts to Prince Adam. Meanwhile, Beastman tells Evil Lyn that she would be a better leader than Skelegod, and reminds her that the power of Castle Grayskull flows to Skelegod through her. Evil Lyn begins a search for all the times that He-Man gave his power back to become Prince Adam to see if there are any clues to be found there. We will now briefly pause before returning with the wrap-up and scores. Wrap-up. Hunt for He-Man was a good episode, but the only person who experienced any character growth was Drac. I give this episode a 6. The Last Stand was also a good episode. Skeletor learned that attempting to take Castle Grayskull by pure force is doomed to failure. King Randor and Man-at-Arms learned that they can never relax their guard. King Randor decides to set up a ruling council to help guide him in his decisions. Evelyn learned that the Snake Men make better allies than Skeletor. I give this episode a 7. Reason and Blood was mostly an explanation of who Savage He-Man was and his powers and limitations. Teela is learning to use her new magical powers, and King Randor and Prince Adam overcome the years of secrecy that had existed between them. Evelyn is coming into her own as the sorceress of Castle Grayskull, and now knows that she really no longer needs Skeletor. Beastman also shows surprising intellect for a change. I give this episode a 6. As always, viewers are welcome to submit their own reviews and scores. This is Bob Mozart from the US CFL Network, signing off until next week.